everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna review yarn. Who's excited? Who's excited? Raise your hand. No, don't be shy, raise it. Okay, good. I'm so glad you're excited. Okay, so for those of you who know me, you don't need this disclaimer. So you can actually cover your ears for a little bit until I give you the thumbs up, okay? For everybody else who just came to this video for a review and you don't know me, hi, I'm Jada. I am a crochet designer, owner of Mrs. Moon and Heaven, hence the name of my channel. I am a yapper, okay? Certified yapper over here. I don't shut up. I am a Gemini. So I will be giving you this review, but there's a chance that I might go off on a tangent and just talk. Every time I try to not talk, it just simply doesn't work and I end up just yapping. That's why all my videos are so long. I'm gonna try to keep it on topic, but like if I think of something funny or I think of a good story, do you like want me to not tell you? So if you don't like that, I don't know what to tell you. Your review needs to come with some entertainment. So that's your disclaimer. That's all you need to know. So no leaving comments in here being like, love the review, but this girl talks too much. Because I've warned you. That's a bad review because you didn't listen to the first part of this video. Anyway, let's get down to business. Thumbs up for the people who already knew that about me. You can come back. Uncover your ears. It's time. Okay, so what are we reviewing today? We are reviewing this yarn that I found at Joann when I went there to go get some supplies. Not for crocheting. I was not gonna look at the yarn. But this was on display and I was like, I audibly gasped, and I have some footage of me seeing it. And I will enter that right here. So I was very excited because for those of you who know me, you know that this is very similar to yarn that I use all the time for my pillow cozies. So the yarn, let's talk about the yarn first. Okay, sorry, I should tell you the name. I mean, it's in the title, I suppose, so you already know. But this is Lion Brand Yarns cover story, Lazy Days, Thick and Quick. Yes, yes, yes. And it's a tubular yarn made out of 100% polyester. But I don't think it's filled with anything. It's a lot, like I could squish it and it doesn't really feel like there's much in there. We'll find out when we cut it, you know, obviously. And I am very interested in this because I'm comparing it to the yarn that I use a lot, which is Hobbii Bungee Mini. And a lot of you may know this already, but I use Bungee Mini to make my pillow cozies for beverages, specifically cold beverages, but also work for hot beverages. And also can cozies, pillow cozy minis. Let me show you one of those, which are great for smaller coffees and canned beverages and bottles too, you know, especially over the summer because it gets wet and cold just like the iced beverages. The same sensory problems that I have with my iced beverage. And also, I don't know, if you're at the beach, you don't want sandy hands when you're drinking a bev, right? So that's what that looks like. The reason why I like Hobbii Bungee Mini so much is because it's nice and thick, so it works up really easy. This calls for a 12mm hook. Well, 12 to 15, I use 12. And it is made with polyester and cotton. So the cotton is the outside of the yarn, I believe. And then the inside is polyester filling. And I really like it because that helps absorb the condensation from the cup and it doesn't leak to the outside. The cons about this yarn, which is why I'm so excited to see this, is that it is a little pricey. This goes for $17 a skein when it's not on sale. And also, it does ship from Denmark. So, you know, you have the whole thing where if you want to meet the requirement to ship so that you get free shipping, otherwise you have to pay for shipping, all that stuff. It's just a little less accessible. So people are always asking me for dupes for this yarn, and there's not a great one I could suggest. The ones that I can suggest, you have to like double up. It's not as big, whatever. This one is a little bit smaller. You could tell by the feel of it that it's a little bit smaller. And also, this one calls for a 9mm hook. Lion Brand cover story, Lazy Days, Thick and Quick yarn retails for about $9.99, but it's anywhere from 10 to 17. That's what it says. I don't know. If you get it from Lion Brand, I guess it's originally $15, but it's 30% off. So it's still cheaper than Bungee Mini, and then you could always use coupons from Joann as well. But that being said, there are always coupons to get for, or deals to get for Hobbii as well. But that's at a higher price point. I think the cheapest I've gotten Bungee Mini from Hobbii was $11. So still more expensive than how much I got this for. Just from the feel alone, there is a difference in feel. This one is a lot softer. It's a lot squishier than this one. Not by too much. Like, this is still soft and very comfortable. But this I could see being good for clothing somehow if you could make it work. Like, it just feels like a very nice t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Bungee Mini, I don't see this being a shirt or any kind of wearable at all, really. Not that it's not soft, but like it just doesn't feel like something that would be able to do that. Plus it's too thick. This I feel like maybe if you went up a couple hook sizes, maybe did some double crochet, did like a big sweater, I could see this being a comfy sweatshirt. You know what I'm saying? I'm also interested to see how it would be as like a bag. I think that might be fun. I've tried making this into a bag before. Stopped halfway. I don't know. I wasn't enjoying it. But that could also just be me. I have a thing about making bags. I don't like to make bags. I always try, stop, and then don't finish them. I have a few that I have finished, but it's very rare, and it's usually, I don't like the process of it. It's usually because I have to do it for like a partnership or a brand deal. So I'm like, okay, I have to finish this bag because I have to. If it's like not up to that, then I probably wouldn't. I will also say that the color options for this, there's a lot, but I personally don't love them as much as the color options for Bungee Mini. I think that they're brighter and more fun than a lot of the colors for Lazy Days. They do have a nice white that you can, you know, dye if you wanted to. I'm looking at the colors right now. They have a nice, like really light pink. It's called Pale Peachy Pink, and that's pretty. I like that. And I would say that the colors that I chose were my favorites, which is this blue, this olive. So I got the blue. It's dark sky blue, dark yellowish green, which is like more like a sage or an olive, I don't know. And then this like terracotta red, which is dark orange, I guess. Okay, guess. I don't know who's wrong about their colors. And this is 6 super bulky yarn compared to Hobbii Bungee Mini, which I think is 7. Yeah, 7 jumbo. The length in yards is 125 or 114 meters compared to Bungee Mini, which is 68 yards or 62 meters. It's described as incredibly soft as the original. What's the original? Oh, Lazy Days. Okay. With subtle sheen. And the knit tube construction creates juicy stitches, making this yarn perfect for projects where the stitch is the feature, like amigurumi, pillows, cabling, blankets, and more. The more is pillow cozies. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm reading these colors. I'm like, pale peachy pink. Okay, interesting names. That's the description. The light pink, the pale peachy pink is called light pink. The dark orange is called pumpkin. And the dark yellowish green is called olive. Okay, my bad. So we're going to do a couple of little tests to see how it is. With, of course, how it feels crocheting it. I'm going to make a couple of pillow cozies from it. I'm interested to know how many pillow cozies one skein would make. One skein of Bungee Mini makes 3 tall pillow cozies. This is a short size. So the tall size is one row taller. This one needs a wash, so sorry if it looks a little rough, but this is the tall compared to the short. And if you're interested in making one along with me, I do have a tutorial on my YouTube, and I also do have a written pattern, which could work as like a tip if you really like it. You know, if you really like it, it's like $6, I think. So, you know, if you want to buy it, I'll also link that in bio. The difference between the two sizes, just real quick, is they both fit. It's the same circumference. It's just a matter of preference. Like, I always say, if you're someone who tends to get smaller coffees, to get the shorter size. If you're someone who usually gets bigger coffees, to use a bigger size, because this will fit well on a 32 ounce, but when you do put it on a 12 ounce, let's say, it kind of takes up the whole cup. So it'll still fit, but sometimes it'll be like, if you put it down, it won't sit flat or whatever. So this would be better for those of you who get maybe like 12 ounces more often. I use both because I get a big coffee every now and then. I tend to use the tall ones more. But anyway. I usually make the talls just by default. Bungee Mini makes about 3 tall pillow cozies with some left to spare, and every now and then, because it differs every time, every now and then I could make a pillow cozy mini with the rest of the yarn left over. I can use one skein almost exactly to make 4 short size pillow cozies. So I'm interested to know how they compare between the two and how many I could make with just one of these. So I might just use one skein of these to just make a whole bunch of pillow cozies and see how many I make. Let's begin. Little squish test for you. Alright, so I'm going to be using a 9mm Clover Amour hook for this one. Let's see how the center pull is. Center pull for the Bungee Mini is fairly easy. Sometimes it does get stuck, but not bad. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, not bad. Alright, so here it is. It doesn't look like there's any fill. Actually, I feel a difference between right here and right here. So maybe there is some filling. Let's check it out. Okay, yeah. Okay, so there's a little bit of filling in here. Yeah, so you can see there's some filling in there, actually. So that's interesting. Okay, which is good for the absorption when we're trying to compare it to the Bungee Mini in terms of making pillow cozies. So I guess first let's make just a regular swatch to see how it works up. Okay, nice and smooth. It's nice and smooth. It feels really nice. Okay, it's feeling really good. I will say, when crocheting with the Bungee Mini, sometimes you do have to put a strain on your wrists because it's just so big, you know? I could do it pretty fast now, but like it does take a lot out of my wrist sometimes, you know? Okay, it feels great. Feels great to crochet with. And this feels pretty sturdy. Okay, so here's one row of that on the chain. It looks good. It looks really smooth and nice. Now let's see how it feels when doing the first row. Also, I'm not sure if you could hear what's going on outside at all. It sounds like people are power washing. So, okay, this feels nice. This feels really nice. Okay, cool, nice. I would say that you can even go smaller of a hook size so that you don't get these bigger gaps right here. I'm curious to see what it will look like when you do go up and down a hook size. So here's 9mm, the suggested crochet hook size with 2 rows of half double crochet. Let's frog it. Let's go up to, should we go up to a 12? Let's see what happens when we go up to a 12. And do some, like, let's say, double crochets. It's a really good sensory experience in terms of touching the yarn, you know, like, the way the yarn is gliding over my finger feels nice and soft. I do like that a lot. Okay, it's cool. So this is what it looks like with a 12mm hook, double crochets. Let's do another row. So here's what that looks like. It is really soft. Like, I could see this feeling really nice on my body. I don't know what you would make with it necessarily because it's so big. But yeah, like I said, maybe a sweatshirt or something. Alright, let's go down a hook size. Alright, so here's an 8mm hook. And I'm also going to do half double crochet rows with this one. Okay, it's definitely not too big for an 8mm. very nice. Alright, so this is what it looks like with an 8mm hook. I would say that maybe this is the hook size I would use to make pillow cozies. Just so there's less holes and it creates a little more sturdy of a cozy. That's really nice, and that was a delight to crochet with, honestly. Alright, next up on the agenda, let's make a pillow cozy. So I'm not going to go through the tutorial because my pillow cozy tutorial has instructions on how to make it made to measure, so you could just use the same technique. But, you know, I'm going to tell you the gist of it. So, just to compare, I could wrap it around the cup, but the cup is all wet. I don't want to get it all wrapped up in there. I would say timing it would be interesting, too, to see how much faster it is to do with the bigger the Bungee Mini versus the Lazy Days. Because, like, yeah, it's thick, so it's faster, but, like, would I go faster with an 8 because I could just actually move it faster because it's smaller? But then again, I've been making so many pillow cozies that it's like kind of muscle memory for me with the Bungee Mini. So, alright, so the regular pillow cozy starts off with 14 stitches. So I will make the equivalent of that with cover stories using the 8mm. I thought I was going to use the 9mm, but I'm not. I like the way that the 8 looks better. Okay, so I've made both of these chains around the same size. Now the thing is that Lazy Days stretches a lot more than the Bungee Mini. So here's a stretch of the Bungee Mini, and here's the stretch of Lazy Days. So Lazy Days does stretch a little bit more. So I want to be sure that it fits snug around my cup and doesn't like fall through. So I'm going to want it to actually stretch as much as this yarn. So the chain might be smaller, but if it makes the stretch the same, that's what matters. See, that looks good. But the chains are not the same size. The blue one, the Lazy Days, is a lot shorter than the Bungee Mini. But when I stretch it, it's about the same size. See what I'm saying? So it'll take actually less stitches than I thought to make up for it. I think I'm going to have to make one and test it out and see if it fits over. Alright, so this is 18 stitches, which is only 4 more stitches than the Bungee Mini. Now I'm going to join this in around, and I'm going to start going around. So we'll see how this does, because maybe like I don't want it to stretch out that much. Like maybe I want it to fit without stretch, because maybe it'll stay stretched then, you know? Much to think about. Alright, so I want to make sure I have the same amount of stitches around as I did starting chains. So I will say, just by eye, it is looking a tad smaller than what I'm used to. I'm going to do another round before I slip it on and see how it looks. Like, this looks to be about the size of a Pillow Cozy Mini currently. Also, yesterday I got a manicure, and usually when they start massaging my hands, I want to ask them to, like, do more. And yesterday I did, like, she was going over my thumbs. Because sometimes they give you a hand massage, and sometimes they, like, kind of don't as intensely. So I was like, wait, can you just, like, pinch between my thumb joint, like, real quick? Like, it really hurts. And she was like, oh, it's because you're always on your damn phone. I'm just kidding. She did not say that. But she was like, yeah, you're on your phone too much. Because I was on my phone a lot during, like, the appointment. Or, like, you know, with whatever hand was free. But I was like, oh, no. It's because I'm, like, I crochet and knit a lot. And she's like, oh. Until she really got in there. There was a point that I thought my thumb was going to fall out. It hurt so badly. But, like, she says she gets pain, too. Because, you know, probably because of doing nails and everything. So I just let her, and it felt crazy, and afterwards it felt amazing. Oh my god, it felt so good. She also got this point right here in my arm, which I didn't realize would feel so good, that she was like going like this, and it feels good even now doing it. I was like, that's crazy. I literally told her, I was like, that feels crazy, and she was like, yeah, it feels crazy, right? Alright, so here's my second round. Here's what it's looking like. And now let's do a fit test. Unfortunately, it will be getting wet regardless. Just sucks I have to crochet in it. See, it's really wet in here. That's another test we're going to have to do probably tomorrow, I guess, because it needs to be a new coffee, is the condensation test. So right now, it gets a little bit cold on the outside of the pillow cozy, but nothing crazy. Like, nothing that is like, I don't know, you feel a little bit of a difference, but it's not like cold to the touch super, really. Does that make sense? But the inside is like wet and stuff, but it doesn't ever leak to the outside, and it still feels comfortable enough on my hand which is important for those with sensory issues, which I do have. I don't like the cold and wet on my hands when I drink coffee, walking around, holding, literally, whatever. You know, like, it's one of my things. If you have wet hands, I'm like, don't touch me. Why are you wet? So that's a test for tomorrow, I suppose, with a new coffee. Okay. No, that fits great. It fits great. It doesn't stretch out too much, and it stays snug. Because you don't want it too big because you don't want it falling off. You want it to be able to fit on a 12-ounce, 24-ounce, and a 34-ounce. And it still has more stretch, so it would fit over that 32-ounce. Okay, cool. Looking good. So I'm going to keep going. I already feel less of a strain when making this with this size. I use an 8mm a lot as well. It's one of my favorite size hooks, what I make my Luna cardigans with. So I feel like this is more comfortable for me, and it just feels, compared to a 12mm, it feels so much smaller, you know? So I have a feeling that, like, even though it's smaller than the other yarn, I might make it in approximately the same amount of time. Or maybe it'll just feel faster, you know? I guess I could time the two together and show you how it is back to back. Would that be interesting? Leave your comments down below. I'm just kidding, don't, because it's going to be in the same video. You can if you want, but, like, it doesn't matter because I'm going to do it in the same video. But that was a round already. So, but the thing is like, I'm obviously going to have to create more rounds to make up for the lack of height since it's smaller. But it does look nice. I like the little stitches. Little, but, like, little compared to, like, the pillow cozy. What would I even call this? Like a pillow cozy 2.0, or like, because it's not a mini, a sleek pillow cozy. I think realistically I would only make short sizes with this, not tall sizes, since the short sizes are still pretty universal, you know? And you know what, sometimes it's just nice to, like, switch it up a little bit. Like, I make pillow cozies because I sell them, but, like, sometimes making them just really sucks because I just don't want to do it. So maybe just, like, changing up the material would just be nice for me, you know? Nice for my brain. Alright, I'm looking at the heights now. And actually, I think maybe it would be in between the two sizes, because I feel like if I stopped right here and then added the single crochet, it would still be just, like, a tad too short. It just doesn't feel right. Like, I guess it's technically the same height, but it just doesn't feel right to me. Sometimes you just gotta go off vibes. Alright, so that was 6 rows. 6 rows of half double crochet. I'm going to do 1 row of single crochet, because that's how I usually end them. And let's see if it's necessary. Ta-da! So it's a teensy bit bigger than the short, but it's also a teensy bit smaller than the tall. So it's right in the middle. So I like that. And now to do the handle, which usually is 8 stitches, so let's try like 12. That's already 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yep. I think I was right about that. And usually I only have to do 2 rows of single crochet for the handle, but I'm probably gonna have to do, 3 is probably the best, but that would actually be more annoying because I'd rather have an even number, so that way I can cut it right here, and then that tail is used for sewing the handle to the cozy. Like, usually I cut it right here, and then I use that to sew it on. But I guess these could have a smaller handle. No, because the handle needs to be sturdy enough to hold the coffee technically, even though I don't recommend holding it like this. But, like, sometimes you do when the coffee's lighter. But, like, you can. And being that this yarn is stretchier, that might be a problem. Like, I don't know if it'll be able to hold it up, so maybe it has to be thicker. Maybe I make it 4 rows wide. The lady next to me at the nail salon yesterday, too, she was an older lady, and she was like, "Did you crochet that?" And I was like, "I did." And she's like, "Oh, that's such a smart idea." She called me a smart girl, and it felt good. Okay, so that's what it is with 3. And so, yeah, to go back down, I need to do another one. I don't think it'll be that bad to have, like, a nice thick handle. Yeah, not bad, right? Alright, so let's cut off a long piece for sewing. like right here. Ta-da! And I'm gonna sew this on and also see how many of this size I can make with this skein, and I'll get back to you. But first, I guess I should sew this on and do a test first, shouldn't I? I guess I should. I will say, this was a delight to crochet with. I did enjoy it much more than I did with the Bungee Mini. But, you know, I have been doing this for a couple years now where I kind of get tired of it. It could also just be my brain like, hey, it's something new, so therefore you like it. It is a good sensory experience, though. So there is that. And it is a little bit smaller. So there's that. So it feels nicer, and it's something I'm more used to with an 8. I do like an 8. But also, I haven't used an 8 in a while. So maybe it's just because I haven't used an 8 yet. Is this a bad review, guys? I just want to let you know all the factors, though. You know? Like, maybe it's the best review because I'm letting you know all the things that might affect my judgment. I'm just one person. But, you know, I like these yarn reviews because, you know, that's how I got my first batch of yarn. Like, figuring out if I should order some yarn from somewhere. And, like, you know, I'm just helping you out to see if you even want to go to the store and feel it before you make a trip out, you know? Shout out to Tony TL Yarn Crafts, who was the first person I've ever watched a review from when I started out, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to pay it forward, and especially because this is my niche in making pillow cozies, I think I know what I'm talking about. This is me defending myself over something that I don't even need defending on, just in case. I'm gonna sew this. I don't know if I have like the proper needle to sew it on with though, because like I use needles around this size for sewing the regular pillow cozies in, and like this might just be too large. And then the next one step down is this size, and it's like, is this gonna be too small? Can someone please make me or direct me to a needle in between? Okay, this is good for threading. Maybe I spoke too soon. Alright, so I'm gonna line it up. Okay, this is perfect. Sorry for complaining. Sorry. sorry. This is actually easy. My bad, everybody. Oh, okay. Here's a problem though that is just universal with yarns like this, is that it's easy to go through the stitches, and you don't want to do that because you can't, unlike smaller fibers or non-tubular fibers actually, you can't just go through stitches. It's gonna get stuck. There you go. Because there's no like fibers to really go through because it's a knitted tube, you know what I'm saying? Also, you know, I feel like because I made this pillow cozy and it's so specific to one yarn, it is like my duty to find you a dupe that is more accessible, at least to the people in the US, because I don't know if you could find this out of the US, because it's from Joanne, it's line brand. Is line brand outside of the US? But anyway, it's my job to find you a proper dupe, you know, and then to test it myself and tell you if it's good enough for the thing that you want to make that's made by me. So yeah, I don't need to defend myself with all these like little things that I have based on the bias from me making these pillow cozies, because I'm the one who made this design. I think, yeah, my opinion matters for this. Obviously, you're here watching my video of me reviewing it. Oh, sorry for just being so silly. Alright, there you go. So that's... Okay, this feels nice. It feels good. Flip it inside out. Tie a knot here. I gotta say, maybe I'm speaking a little too early, but this really is quite a delight to crochet with. And this is also coming from somebody who's taking a short break from crocheting, because I just, like, 1, need a break on my hands, 2, need a break on my brain. I haven't felt like crocheting at all, and I'm like, kind of excited to just, like, crochet a bunch with this yarn and see what happens. Also, like, I really thought that I found a proper dupe a few months ago from Cleo's yarn shop with this really big tubular yarn, and it is really, really cool, but it's a little too sturdy, you know, and also just too big. I thought it was smaller than it was, but it is not. But it is a cool yarn. I think I'm gonna eventually make a basket out of it once I find the right way for me to crochet with it. Alright, and this is the last stitch if I can get it through. I can't. Okay. Okay, I don't have to cut it this long. I could actually cut it a little bit shorter. Good to know. Alright, and here's what this looks like. Give it a little stretch so it doesn't look funky. Here's what it looks like. Very good, huh? It is quite nice. This is quite nice. Handle test. Okay. I will say, it is obviously thinner than this one. I think personally, I might like these more. I think I like the way that the stitches just look bigger compared to this one. Still very cool, but for me, I think I like holding this better. I think it also holds my hand in place a little bit more because I'm like slipping up, which isn't a thing for me. But I could see how this one would be better for people who don't want that thick of a cover on their coffee, because it will make your grip a little bit bigger. I like it though. I think it actually relaxes my hand a little bit more. But this might be the way for somebody else. Like, it looks good. Looks good. It does feel good. But I think there's also a little less protection from the condensation than this one. I'm nitpicking, of course, but I have to tell you the difference. But like, I don't know if I could truly explain the difference in feeling and why I think I just like this a little bit more. But I could see why this would work for somebody else. It's still a cozy. Like, it's still gonna do its job. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Stick it up a little bit more too. You know, compared to this. I don't know. It just, the grip on this is just a little bit better for me. And like, my thumb isn't like, my thumb isn't slipping up like it was with this one. Maybe because it's sleeker? I don't know. But let's put the final touch on this one. My little tag. I get these from Birch & Cider via Etsy. They're so nice. Like, the people that run it. And also just the tags itself. It's a faux suede. Ta-da! And I think just like with this one, it will shape easily, so you don't have to stretch it over every single time if you're using it all the time. Plus, like, it naturally wet blocks it for you, you know, because of the condensation. But then again, it is polyester, so maybe it won't block as easily as the cotton will block. You know what I'm saying? Because the polyester is on the inside of this one. But here's how it looks on. It's nice. It is really nice. I don't think I will make the switch to using just these. I think I just prefer my big ones better. But again, I could see why people would like this. Plus, it just makes a good dupe. It's good enough for being an easier find of yarn. You know what I'm saying? And it's better than a lot of the other ones. I know that some people had made it with blanket yarn. Personally, I don't like that. I think that would... I just don't think I would fit good for me. Plus, like, the way that would react with the wet doesn't seem right to me. You know? I mean, do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But for me, I just wouldn't recommend that. Plus, I just think that the filling in both of these is good for the condensation. Okay, so I guess off camera, I'm going to time how fast it takes me to make one of these. Sand sewing, because that always takes different each time. Just the crochet part. And I want to see how much one of these skeins is going to make one of these guys. And I think it is appropriate that the size is kind of right in the middle between a big and a large. But then again, I guess... No, it's not. It's right in the middle between a big and a large. It looks good. It does look really good. Really enjoying crocheting with this right now.
If that mouse father thinks he can steal my pitchfork, rather spirit. I'd like to break his spirit before the...
I love this green too. I don't know if it's translating well on camera, but it, you know, it's an olive color, so I think you know what olive looks like. But it's nice. It's a nice neutral. So we got 2 down. Still got a good amount to go. Might be able to make 5. 5? 3 more? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, yeah, I think I was right. I think I could make 5. Just finished 3. Still have this much left, so I think I could make 5 with 1 skein. I have to go babysit right now. So I will finish this review tomorrow, along with timing the 2 together and then also making a Pillow Cozy Mini. And maybe I'll make something else. But no promises, that's just a maybe. Okay, see you in a different outfit. It's a new day. Look, I washed my hair. It was really due for a wash. But you're gonna see me with rollers in, likely. Because I will start to crochet my stuff. So just don't point it out, okay? It's so my bangs look nice. Anyway, we're going to test out a brand new coffee with a brand new pillow cozy. Don't you think? And let's see how it does with the condensation and how it feels after a while. It feels nice. It feels nice, by the way. I take it back. I take it all back. No, I don't take it all back. I still do prefer the feel of this one, but like this feels nice. It all comes down to preference, I believe. Like, you know, what's wrong with this one? Nothing. It's just preference. Okay, so I still need to finish that ball. Well, that skein of yarn. I'm on the 5th one of it, and here's what I have left. I don't know what that means. This color is gorgeous. I do like this color a lot. I don't know how much this means, so I might just call it at that, but like I really might be able to make a 6th one, but I'd like to make some minis. So let's call it at 5 and a possibly 6 for how many pillow cozies can one skein of yarn make. And that's a lot, especially considering the bang for your buck. Let's say even at full price, right? Full price, Hobbii Bungee Mini is $17, and it makes 3. 3 and then some, right? So that's $5 a pillow cozy, you know, not including the $2 extra from the scrap, which I use to make scrap cozies and also pillow cozy minis if there's enough, you know? Or to be generous, 4 short size ones, because these are somewhere between short and tall, right? So somewhere between $4 and $5 per pillow cozy. These at its most expensive are $15, and you could make 5 to 6 of them. So $3, $6 about let's just say about $3 a pillow cozy. Okay? So there you have it. That's the math breakdown for that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is time myself doing the pillow cozies with the Bungee Mini versus the... You would think I would know the name of this yarn by now. It's just not sticking in my head. Whatever these are called. I don't have a skein yarn right here. What's it called? Look at the absolute speed at which I'm going right now. It just feels nice. You know, I was thinking about it because I know I said it's like a soft t-shirt, but if you can imagine like like how the dry fit type of t-shirts feel, like a sports t-shirt, it kind of feels like those jersey tees a little bit, if that helps in terms of thinking about how this feels. Just the size of the hook. I mean, I think that an 8mm is like one of my go-to sizes. Like I've made so many Luna cardigans with an 8mm, so maybe I'm just faster with it because I'm used to the size or whatever, but it feels good. And like I said, I'm taking a break from crocheting because I just don't want to crochet. But I'm enjoying crocheting this, so that might be saying a lot. I mean, spoiler alert, I'm basically going to tell you that this is worth a buy. If you want a pillow cozy dupe, to me it is worth a buy. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's good. And it's good if this is what you're looking for. You know, I don't know, it's really good. I mean, I'm having fun. That's what it's all about, right? We're having fun. Okay, this is the leftover yarn after the 5, and I will be making a pillow cozy mini out of this. And I hypothesize that the pillow cozy minis are actually going to be better with this yarn than the Bungee mini. Just because sometimes I feel like you have to stretch it a little bit to put over the can, and it's like still a little big, maybe a little bit awkward to hold with such a little can. Not really, but like just a little bit. You know, if I have to nitpick to compare the two, I think that this might be the right size for holding a can or a bottle. But you know, I'm not going to stop making the pillow cozy minis, especially because it's what I do with all the scraps, you know? I'm not going to not use the scraps, and I have so many scrap balls and pieces to tie together and all that stuff. The minis, I don't have as much fun making them, I guess because they're single crochet. So it might even be more enjoyable with this one as well. That's my hypothesis. I hypothesize. This is a lot of yarn left over after making 5. Do you like my double jointed arm view? Does it make you feel weird? Yahoo, yahoo, yahoo. Still very protective of the cold. No complaints. This is also really just for the girlies that also, well, not just the girlies, the gays, the theys, and then everybody else, of course, that take 20 years to finish their iced coffee. If you are not a slow iced coffee drinker, it doesn't matter. These are for the girls that take literally all day to drink their iced coffee.
A little trick for that. Daring roll in the history of the stage. Play the best actor win. Agree? Good. Perfect!
Nice work, Captain Boy.
Come with me to the Inkwell.
10:15, 10 minutes and 15 seconds for this one. Oh, and that's like at my fastest, or like me trying to be as fast as possible, but my arms are tired. Oh my god, I was kind of hurting. That's why I kept adjusting. Okay, time to test out with the Bungee mini now. Hi, it's been a long time. It's been a really long time. I filmed all of that in a short amount of time, and now I'm here. Something really bad happened the day that the last clip that you saw, something really bad happened that day. So I had to stop. Actually, no, I continued filming one thing, the last thing, me making the pillow cozy time. Sorry, I changed because the lighting is so bad. I was like, let me just finish what I was doing. Let me just time myself. I'll just crochet and sit here in my feelings. And now I'm catching up again, so. And if you saw the last video and you're like, oh my god, how often does this bitch do this? It's the same thing. I'm catching up from all the things that I stopped doing in that time period when bad things happened. But I'm fine now. It's a month and a half later, and I'm here. And you know what? It doesn't matter. This is a review video. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Let's time how long it takes to make a pillow cozy with this yarn. Timer starts now. Okay, done. Pause. This is some bonus content for you. We're actually going to see how it works IRL. We've decided that we do like the floofy ones better, just because it has a better grip. I feel like it's fine, it's nice, you know, we agree on that, but like it's preferably I like the other one, but it still does the trick. The real test is gonna be like if when I get rid of some more coffee, if I could just like hold it like a little purse, because that's what I do with the other one. I guess I could still hold it like a purse. This is scary. But yeah, I mean, it's good, it works.
Okay, I think I did a better job.
Did a bad job. Okay, so there were supposed to be more clips of me walking, but I started carrying it like a purse like I said I would. And granted, I do usually get medium, so there's a lot more space at the top when I drink like a lot of the coffee. So this wouldn't usually happen. I did spill most of my drink on the ground. I was expecting splashing, but I thought it was like condensation or something. And then I looked down and I was like, oh, I'm spilling all my coffee. So that's like funny. So yeah, do I think this is worth it? Yeah, no, I think this is a great dupe. I think that it's a lot more affordable. I think that it's like easy to get. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. In fact, I just like the feel of holding the original one a lot better. I think I like it thicker like that. It's better to grip. My friend who is an avid pillow cozy user didn't have her, so I also had her test one out. She said the same thing. It's still good, but like she likes the thickness of the pillow cozy more, like the original one. But I still think it's worth it. Like if you can't get that one or you just want to dupe, this is great. I think this is like the better dupes out there. I mean, try it out. If I've convinced you to try it out, then get it. And if I haven't, then now you know. Now you know. But at least you know. Alright, so there's nothing more I could really say to you since this video was so long anyway. I've repeated myself a bunch, so I'm not going to say anything else ever again. So, hope you liked it. follow everything, and look at my Patreon and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Oh my god, you have like a... Oh my god. Oh
What
my
is
god.
it? Another lantern?
Oh my god. Alright, now it's over.
Don't keep following.
Oh!
Hold it in one spot.
I'm sorry.
I have to get out of frame.
I was like... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Really good stuff, Mel.
Yeah.